What's up, guys? What's going on? Paul, this is Pauline Theology Daily Devotional, man. And we are here to help you to grow and trust in Jesus, as this is Trust in Jesus Ministries as well, man. And we are in the book of John. We're in John chapter 16, and we're going to do verse 20 today. So if you are watching on YouTube, you can notice I have a little different background right now, man. It's because me and Grace have finally moved back into the van. Now we're not done like fixing it up. We're going to live in it and continue to build so we can head back to our ministry on the road, one of our main ministries, which is Trust in Jesus Ministries as well, where we go and we work with people who are in the same type of lifestyle, nomadic living, traveling in vans, RVs, school buses, all types of stuff, you know what I mean? And so we are gearing up and getting ready to go back out in that life again, which we're so excited about. And that first step is moving back in the van. So that is why right now I am in this studio type area, because I am at my church and they are allowing me to do some things here because we are still working on our van. And so it is easier for these videos to be able to be done here. So just a little update, because, man, we are excited about gearing up and getting ready to go back out in the field, man. It's been itching. We've been itching to do this, man. So be praying for us in that we can hurry up and get this stuff done. We've had some minor problems and delays. So if you could pray that these things will get fixed and we'll be able to have all of that smoothed out, we would appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. But let's go ahead and jump into the scriptures, man. We're in John 16, verse 20. If you haven't read it yet, check it out. Stop the tape, read it, come back, and we're going to answer some questions. If you've already read it, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. The first question is, what's going on? What's happening? And Jesus, in his discourse, talking to the people, to the disciples specifically, about his going away and then his returning, and talking about how things are going to be kind of difficult for them. It's going to be hard, but that things are going to be okay because he's going to return to them. They're confused and questioning, trying to figure out what's going on, man. He says, a little while you'll see me and then you won't see me. Well, now he kind of goes into their heart of what they're about to feel. And he starts with the truly, truly. So we got to remember about the truly, truly is that it is everything Jesus says is important. Everything Jesus says is great. Everything that Jesus says, the scriptures say, is vital. But it's like a little bit of extra sprinkle on it, a little bit more salt, just to acknowledge the fact that listen up. So he says that truly, truly, he says that you will have grief and you will have sorrow. He says, and the world's going to rejoice. And he's talking about his death. And then he says, but your grief, it says, it will turn into joy. It will become joy. So Jesus is warning them and letting them know here soon that their heart will be sorrowful. It's already started to be sorrowful, but they say it's going to be even more sorrowful because of the departure of Jesus. And remember, he says, but it's better for you that I go. But he says that this grief that they're going to have, it will turn to joy. And that's the promise that we must remember, is the grief turns to joy. So what does this say about God? Well, he keeps it real. Jesus will tell you like it is, man. He's going to let you know it's going to be a rough patch for you guys. And that's how he does whenever he speaks with anybody in here, man. He is gracious and loving and caring and compassionate, but he never strays from the reality of the situation. And so that's what he does here, is make it known it's going to be difficult for them. But then he says that their grief will turn to joy. And this is because he's going to see them again. He says that, and I will see you again. And this is very important, because what it means is that it is the presence of Jesus that brings us joy. It is the presence of Yahweh that can fill us with joy. And we got to remember that. And that's where it goes to man, is that where do we find joy? Well, man finds joy only in Jesus. That's the only sustaining contentment and joy that we as humans can find, is in Jesus. I was doing some studying, or actually we were doing growth group today, and we talked about idols and how we do have idols in our lives, but maybe not like Molech or Ashereth, or like the ones in the Old Testament where they physically bowed down to serve and worship them. But we do have idols. And it's because we're seeking to find contentment outside of the presence of Jesus. And so that's what we need to focus on, I think, is to remember that man needs Jesus for joy. Also, slight momentary afflictions as Christians is that we will go through some trials and tribulations, but they do not surpass the joy that's going to come. It will not even be a candle to the greatness of Jesus' appearing. We got to remember that too. So how do we apply these truths to our lives, man? I think today it is trying to remember and to bask in and to remind ourselves again of the presence of Jesus. The presence of the Spirit that is within us. Because this is where we're going to find peace. This is where we're going to find joy. This is where we're going to find contentment. But also I think that it's important for us to remember that or something that corresponds with that is that in our suffering, that is where we're going to find our peace. Is in our trials, in our tribulations, in our struggles, in our difficulties. The way we get through that is because we remember and we recognize the presence of the triune God. Hey, I appreciate you guys for listening, and I will see you in the next episode.